CNN, along with the mainstream media, are twisting the truth to set their narrative on the spy in the Trump campaign, and they are doing it right now. If you are not yet red-pilled, here is an opportunity to see for yourself how the mainstream media sets a completely twisted false narrative to push the globalists' anti-Trump agenda. Any American that feels they have been the victim of a crime can go to the authorities, their local police department, or call the FBI and file a complaint and ask for an investigation into that perceived crime. Again, this is a fundamental right of every American citizen. Meanwhile, if you watch mainstream media, especially CNN, and their globalist hacks, they are acting like the president doesn't have this fundamental right. How convenient for them to leave this out. And remember, last week, Donald Trump was a liar and crazy for even saying someone infiltrated his campaign. But this week, the story is, they infiltrated his campaign to protect him. I just watched a segment on CNN, and it obviously shows, once again, the difference between how red-pilled Americans see the news and how brainwashed sheeple do. The first thing a red-pilled American sees and notices is the panel. Even though half of the country supports Donald Trump, there were 5 people on this panel. Not one of them was pro-America First movement. Never is there someone on the panel to defend Trump's actions. It is a roundtable of left-wing political hacks that all simply agree with each other. And of course, they agree with the narrative of the globalist media. Even if people on the left want to argue that Trump doesn't have half of the country behind him because only 60% of the people voted and he only got 49% of those, that would still put at least 1 or 2 of the panel members on the pro-Trump, America First side. But I digress. The point that I'm trying to make here is that all of these pundits agree that Donald Trump does not have the right to report a perceived crime against him. Why? Why shouldn't an American citizen be allowed to demand an investigation on what he or she believes is a crime against him to authorities? It is every American citizen's right to do so. So why shouldn't Donald Trump have this fundamental right? Instead, they're going to the extreme. They're telling their audience that Donald Trump is destroying the American justice system. Some going as far to say that Donald Trump is actually starting to ruin America itself for literally doing what every American citizen has the fundamental right to do, and that is simply to report a crime. Trump did not go to the Justice Department and demand that they arrest anyone. In fact, there was no particular person mentioned on any of the paperwork for this meeting. He told them to look into a possible illegal infiltration of his campaign, a presidential campaign, by the Justice Department. Why can't he do this? This is an obvious opportunity to once again see the mainstream media setting a narrative to push the anti-Trump globalist agenda. And now we are starting to see all of the mainstream media start to say the same thing. That's how they set their agenda. The bottom line here is Donald Trump is simply exercising his right as an American to have authorities look into a perceived crime. He is not demanding the arrest of anyone. He is asking for an investigation. Again, the right of every American citizen. Wake up, America. This is an obvious example of the mainstream media twisting the truth to set the narrative, to push the globalist anti-Trump agenda. And unfortunately, most of their audience are either too stupid to see through this obvious ruse, or they are willful participants to push the agenda of the enemies of America. Wake up, America. Wake up.